do that for you guys today. Can you guys see me?
Yep.
Awesome. So this is me. This is my office. It's kind of bare. I share. I'm just gonna have you guys look around a little bit. This is our little office, and my business partner, and life partner who works over there. That's my fiance's desk. And then out behind this camera, there's a wall, and then that's where our warehouse is. I wish I could show you guys around because it's really, really inspiring with my story. And most of you guys have probably heard a little bit about me. That just 2 years ago, I didn't have any of this stuff going on. I wasn't into internet marketing. I wasn't into selling anything online. Sorry, I got my headphones on, but I have to do that for the feedback, so you guys don't have it. I usually don't sit around like this. But back to the subject, I don't have a whole lot of e-commerce experience. I don't have a whole lot of selling online. I just wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just wanted to do stuff. And so, but before that, before I even got started on Shopify, one of the stories that I like to tell, but I've been trying to keep it a little bit more quiet, but I know that it's inspiring, is my past. Just 8 years ago, I was released from prison. I had spent a 9-year sentence. I just did 9 years in California State Prison, and I was released in 2007. Previous to that, I had spent about 13 years, give or take, some years, probably more, 14, 15 years I spent incarcerated between the ages of 11 and 27. So there's a 16-year period, and I was out on the streets, living like with my family or whatever on the streets, probably no more than just a couple of years. I mean, the rest of the time I was locked up. I did 2-year sentence, 7-year sentence, 8 years, I did long stints of time, plus in and out and a bunch of arrests, more arrests than I really could count. So everything was against me. Everything was like, this dude's a failure. This guy can't do anything with his life. He's gonna be locked up, and he can't do anything. And that's not true. I mean, you can see now. Like I said, I got out of prison 8 years ago. The first thing I did is I went and found just a general labor job, any job that I thought I could get, and it happened to be a good job. I made a little bit of money, but I absolutely hated it. And that's just like most people in the world. A lot of people on this webinar are having jobs or going to work every single day for things that you absolutely hate doing. And that was me. I did like creating. I liked the outcome of my work and seeing that there was something productive, but I just hate going to work for somebody else. And I was working my ass off all day long, and they were collecting the paycheck, and I was going home in pain and with nothing. And so I decided I wanted to do something for myself. I went back to school. I decided I wanted to chase a childhood dream of being an innovator, and one of those ways I like doing that was messing with electronics. And so I went back to school for electronics engineering. Ended up dropping out of school when my Shopify store took off. So while I was going to school for engineering, I started teaching myself other things. I could barely make it past my math classes, my chemistry and physics, all these classes that you have to take for engineering. I could barely pass any of those because of my background. I just didn't have a strong educational background. I was locked up, always in trouble. So I went to YouTube, and I started learning online. I found all kinds of online resources and trainings for learning the things that I needed to learn, whether it be physics, whether it be math, whether it be building a website. And that's what I did. I learned how to build websites. I learned how to build mobile apps. I learned how to do online marketing, and got into some great trainings like the one you guys purchased, the Shopify training, or any other trainings that you guys have ever purchased or come across. I was skeptical about those before, and got into my first one and actually got some really good results. And so I just invested myself into online trainings, again, like the one that you guys purchased about Shopify. And it worked. I began to learn things. I began to learn things that I couldn't learn in college, or maybe I wasn't able to, but other people were able to. And I started thinking, hey, there's something here to this online stuff. Not only am I getting good results for myself, but I'm actually showing this stuff to other people, and they're getting results. Because I didn't plan on building a training. I didn't plan on, our Ecom Experts Academy over the last 2 launches, we did over $1.5 million in sales, 8,000 new customers onto Shopify, into our Shopify training, and I didn't plan any of that. That just happened to be a result of just wanting to do things. And so when people started asking about my results for Shopify, I started answering them and giving them a little bit of direction. People were getting results, and it kind of just continues to grow from there. Somebody asked in one of the Facebook groups today, and you guys might know the person and might have seen the question. Not putting anybody on blast, but just the idea is somebody was making, made a lot of money, and he was wondering if they should create a course now for Shopify to show other people how to do it. And that's kind of how it was for me. I I made a lot of money from Shopify, and so I just wanted to help other people. And you know, it's been a lot of work. I'm glad that you guys have jumped on board. I'm really excited about you know, the progress, because we just had our second launch, so a lot of you are just getting started now. I'm really looking forward to hearing about your success, seeing your screenshots, hearing the different things that you're doing, even your struggles. We want to know about your struggles. We want to know about the things that don't make sense to you, so that we can make those things better, you know, make it more clear in our training. We want to know the things that you're struggling with, so that we can help you through those, because you will have struggles. So that's me, that's my background, that's where we're at right now. If you guys don't have any questions about that, I actually want to turn my screen over, and I want to show you about products a little bit, and you know, give you a really big picture overview of all of this Shopify stuff. So let me figure out how to do that. I'm gonna turn my camera off and share my screen. I'm not really big on Google Hangouts, so tell me if I did that right. Can you guys see it? The BuilderPens over here? I'm assuming it's being, I'm assuming it's, so you guys are seeing it because it's telling me that it's sharing. So I will assume it. So this pen right here is just a generic product. I'm actually going to open up a tab and show you guys how I found this. I'm not going to do it yet, but let me get it ready. I found this pen, and you might have already heard the story about it, sitting in my garage. My fiance, the one I just showed you her desk earlier, my business partner, she has, she likes getting stuff from Amazon. She likes getting freebies. She likes getting all these little, she orders anything for free. So the free plus shipping method that everybody's doing on Shopify, she's the perfect candidate. She'll jump on that, right? So this pen she got for free from somewhere. I have no clue where she got it. She doesn't even know where she got it. I found it sitting in my garage or somewhere. And I instantly saw this as a product that could be rebranded. One, that I could make it my own and rebrand it. But two, most importantly, it's something that stands out as a very unique product. So I decided to build a store out of this, and we got some sales, made a little bit of money, and now we're actually going to give this store away here in a couple weeks. So the story has a big picture, has a lot to it, but it can be a little bit intimidating sometimes. So I'm going to take you really quick from start to finish, how we go after these sustainable brands, what we're doing, what the idea is, so that you guys can have a really big picture. So that when you look at things like this BuilderPens, it makes sense. You understand how easy it was to build something like this. So step one in getting, there's really 4 steps. Step 1 is going to be finding your product. Step 2 is going to be setting up your store. Step 3, or setting your store up around that product. Step 3 is going to be promoting that product. However you decide to do that, we push Facebook and social media as a whole. And then 4 is going to be fulfilling those orders, whether it be drop shipping your orders or having them fulfilled yourself through you know, shipping them out yourself, or through a fulfillment agency or fulfillment house. So step 1 through 4 is pretty simple. If you keep those steps in mind as you're building your business, it really, really keeps it simple. Now, what we're doing is we're finding products that are very generic products out there, and we're going to sell those. And then with the long-term goal is going to be white label those products and build a brand around that. So BuilderPen was one where I found that product, and I went for the brand right from the beginning, right? I created the BuilderPens brand. You guys aren't going to do that a lot. Maybe you are, maybe you won't, but it doesn't mean that you actually have to, because I did it this way. What I typically do is I find a generic product, I find a generic product like this, and I begin to test it on a generic store. So one of the first stores, actually I don't have that store, I was going to show you guys. One of the first store I had was called Social Discount Store, and it was basically a general store that had a bunch of random products on it. None of them made sense, none of them went together, none of them had any association with each other. You know, you could be, you know, a pen on, you know, on one page, and the next there's a fire starter, then there's backpacks, then there's you know, Disney. It was just everything, and you guys know about that. You guys know how to start those general stores. That's typically what I like to see people do. That's typically where I say to start, because most people don't have a niche that they're in. Most people don't know the direction that they want to go. They just want to get started. So I would say start a general store and start throwing generic products on it like this. Products that are cool, that are unique, but have no branding, or could have its own unique branding, right? So then you find that product, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it on your general store, and you're gonna build a campaign around it. You're gonna find other accessory products. So like for this pen, for example, we could add in pads of paper, like small notepad that could be an accessory. We could add in cases. We did a lot with this pen, actually. We were talked to the vendors about changing the tips and a whole line of products. But let's say that your product that you're selling is going to be, I don't know, let's say a guitar, right? You're selling a guitar for, say, $100. Its companion products or its accessory products could be guitar cases. You could have guitar tuners, guitar capos, guitar picks, guitar hats. Then you could go into a different direction and go after people who just love music, and then go in the music direction. You have music necklaces, music bracelets, these things with just little pendants on it, right? There's so much you could do by starting off with just one product. So in this case, the BuilderPens, this is my one product. And the guitar scene or scenario, that would be your one product. And you don't have to have a guitar store. You can put it on a general store. General store would have all kinds of products. And you know what? When people come to those general stores, they make sense. They're discount stores. They're stores that have random things in it that really don't go together or don't make sense. So don't get fearful. I know a lot of people they ask the question. I see people build general stores all the time and then never promote it because they're like, well, won't people come to my store and not buy from it because it doesn't make sense? I'm telling you now, don't let those things get you held up. Start with a general store, throw some general products on it, and like in the guitar sense, put a general, your guitar would be your general product, and then you're going to build other accessory products around it. And that's how you're going to up your customer value. So they might be coming to buy, a $25, or let's say the guitar scenario. So say they buy a $100 guitar, but you could sell them on another $50, $100 in accessory products, right? And so now the customer value is $200, right? We do this with all of our products. We find other accompanying products to sell them when they're coming to our store, whether it be an upsell product, whether it be a bundle product, whether it be a save more by adding more to your cart. Any way you could angle your product. We go over all those different types of offers in the training, and Chris goes over so many as well. So take all of those different ways that you could angle your product and do that. Don't just start off with this pen. We started off with, I think it was like well, they get it for free. Actually, I started off with $19, I think is what I did, or something like that, and had a coupon code. I don't remember how we originally started it. And then we took a different angle. We just did free from the very beginning, right? So play with the promotions, play with the prices. You could have $10 plus $4.99 shipping, or you could do $15 free shipping, right? It's a different promotion, and it's going to get different people to purchase. So when you find your product, so again, step one, find your product. Step two is going to be putting it on your store. So when you find your product and you put it on your store with other companion products, play with the promotion, play with the pricing, find the way to get people to click and to buy because you have huge value, whether it be monetary value, like the pen, right? Or a guitar or something. Normally a guitar would cost $400, but you're going to get this one for $100. Right, a perfect example of that type of product is going to be there's GoPro knockoffs over here on AliExpress, Alibaba. GoPro cameras, and those GoPro cameras, see, they might even have one on the homepage. Those GoPro cameras typically go for about $400, right? But they have the knockoff versions. I'm surprised I don't see one already. They're usually all over the homepage. But the knockoff versions are down to, I think, I don't know, $50 or something like that. It looks like, yeah, $54 for this camera that looks like a GoPro, right? And these work really well. I've had people buy these things from us and leave them awesome reviews. I mean, 5-star reviews. They love them. They've compared them to actual GoPros, and they actually prefer this camera way over a GoPro simply because of price, right? So this is a perfect example of a monetary value, right? Normally this product costs about $200 or $300 or something, whatever, for the GoPro. But for ours, we can sell it for $89, $99, right? You're gonna get conversions all day long because there's that huge monetary value, especially if you throw in something like this, and now they get all of these pieces and the monopod as well. And you're gonna get it for $55. You can sell it for $99 compared to a GoPro. Get all that stuff. It's gonna cost you $500, $400. Is my guess. I don't know. I don't own an actual GoPro, but I'm assuming that's how much they cost just from what I've seen. So these are huge monetary values, but you could also do huge use value type products. If you're going to promote your product, you're going to have, this is an example of a huge use product, right? It's not a whole lot of value in a pen. A pen could cost you, 50 cents, right? They cost pennies. So you can't get a huge value use out of this. However, I could get, a monetary values. I could get a huge use value out of this product though, because it has bunch of different features. As a matter of fact, I think it has 6. It has the stylus, it has 2 different screwdrivers, it has a level, it has a ruler, it has a pen. And I think that's all it is. So it has all of those different uses. So it has a very high use value. Those are the types of products that you're going to look for, is either having a very high use value like this one, or having a very high monetary value like this one. And you're going to throw this in front of people in their newsfeed, and they're going to buy it on impulse because of that value proposition. So not only does the product, your main product, need to have value, but your accessories as well. So this is an example of accessories and bundle. So you have the camera, but then you have all of these accessories, and then you have the monopod. This is a bundle type of deal, and this will strengthen your promotion. So step one is going to be find a product. In this case, we found this camera. Step two, building a store around that product, right? So, if it's going to start off with a general store, then you're going to want to build somewhat of a funnel. Don't let that word intimidate you, but it's going to be like a funnel around that product. And what that is basically you're going to make different products or different promotions that highlight all of the related products. And you're going to make sure that the pop-ups and the upsells are going to be very related. So we have an upsell app that's in beta right now. If Chris asked me about it, I could get it for you guys. It is basically, if you select this GoPro as your main product, you could select up to 4 other products to have upsell when they go to checkout. And so that's perfect for this on a general store, so that you could upsell. You could keep your funnel specific, right? Your general store, you could have guitars, you could have cats, you could have, well, maybe not real cats, but whatever, cat items. You could have all those items from a different niche, but you could keep your funnel very specific by having those type of pop-up apps and things like that. So whether you're going from a general store or a niche store, you're going to want to keep after you find your first product, you're going to want to build your other products around it so that you up your customer value. So step one, find a product. Step two, build a store or a funnel on a store around that product. And then step three, we're going to advertise on Facebook. When I'm finding my product and I'm getting my store set up, I'm already looking on Facebook for audiences. I'm already trying to think of an audience that I could sell to. I will not put a product on my store unless I already have an audience in mind. A lot of people run into this problem because they find all these cool products, but yet there is no target audience for them, right? So you want to make sure that there's an audience for your product on Facebook. For this, for example, for the GoPro or for this, you're just going to find outdoor people that like doing these things like diving. Another way to find audiences, I'm going to show you guys a little trick right now. I come over to Amazon, and this is actually how I find who I'm going to sell my product to. If I don't already know, I do it exactly like this. Okay, so I have this product in mind. I have this HD camera, and then I'll come look for it on Amazon. Right, find the exact same thing. Find one that has a bunch of reviews. See, they have different reviews. This is a branded one, DB Power. It's the same generic one that was over here, right? It's the same generic one. You could white label yours just like that person did. DB Power. They just made up a name and put it on that same camera, right? They probably didn't even put it on the camera. They're just probably advertising it that way. So that's what I'm talking about by white labeling your products and finding generic products. But what we want to do on Amazon is we want to actually start looking at these reviews. So I'll open them up. I'll find a bunch of different cameras, the same camera, and I'll open them up and look at the reviews. These cameras are actually a little bit different because these are actually the Wi-Fi ones. This one I don't think was the Wi-Fi. No. So you could transfer your images via Wi-Fi. So this is like an upgraded one. So the other one was like 55 bucks. This one's like 85 bucks, right? It's upgraded, but it has Wi-Fi. Oh, this one's a little bit cheaper. So this is actually a good deal. Let's see if we can open up any more, 1 or 2 more. We got 3 of them here. Let's look at these ones. So what I look at is the reviews. I want to see what other people are saying about it. Is the SJ4000, is it original or fake? Depends on what you mean. It's definitely an imitation of a GoPro, but it's a surprisingly good one. A surprisingly good one. So they love this camera, that model SJ4000. That's the model on all of these you'll see. The SJ4000. So like right there, SJ4000. It's the generic model. It's not a real model, it's just a generic one. They really like it. It's a good choice for kids or for first-time action camera users, or if you're just a cheapskate. So he likes it as good as, I mean, it says it's a good product. Can it be attached? So they ask questions. I'm not going to go through all these questions. What I'm doing is I'm looking for what people are saying about these and how they are using it. If you're looking for an action camera in this price range, this is going to be hard to beat. It comes with lots of mounting accessories, blah, blah, blah. Goes on all about the camera. What we're looking for is what are people using this for? right? I was replacing it with the GoPro Black Edition until I read bad Amazon reviews. I recently got a GoPro along with my DJI Phantom drone, which flew away. I was planning on replacing it with a GoPro Black Edition until I read the bad Amazon reviews. I noticed this while browsing and thought it was one hell of a deal, so I bought one. So he gave it 5 stars. He was going to get another GoPro, didn't, decided to buy this one, and he gave it 5 stars. So his review was kind of hard to understand what he was saying, but picture quality is excellent as the video. I bought the yellow one, which came directly from China. It took a little while to receive, but he definitely recommends it, especially for the price, right? So you're finding it's a good product. What I would keep doing, I don't want to keep taking more time right now to do it, but what I would keep doing is I keep going down these, and I would scour all of these reviews. This is exactly what I do every single time, is I find out what they're using it for, who they're using it for, right? Like, so back up here, this person said it's great for kids. I wouldn't use this product for that, or maybe I would. I don't know. Maybe a teenager could get it, right? You can angle your ad copy that way. Don't want to spend $400 for your teenagers to have HD camera? Buy this one now for $99 or something like that, right? You angle your ad copy around it. So that's why I come to Amazon at stage 2, right before I'm about to promote my product. So I find my product. I'm going to build my store around the product, or actually I kind of do this stage 2 part, or this research in stage 2. So building my store, I find out how I'm going to angle my product, who I'm going after, what's my overall angle on that product, right? So scour Amazon for those reviews. You can do the same thing on all the reviews and keep going, and see the differences, see what people like, dislike. We also do this for when we're white labeling our product and actually getting manufactured for ourselves. We're going to actually have some changes made. So say, just for example, somebody says that they don't like these buttons, that they're hard to push or something like that. I don't know, I'm just making something up. What we might tell the vendor is, hey, can we get a little lightweight, a more lightweight spring in here to where the buttons are a little bit easier to push, or something like that, right? So you can make your own adjustments to it based on these Amazon reviews. You can tell your vendors and they will make the changes for you. So that's what I do before I actually start promoting. I find out my angle, I find out everything I need to know about the product, and then I get it on my store. And then step 3, I start promoting my product on Facebook based on the audience, based on the findings that I found from my research, mostly on Amazon, and then some of the other ways that we show you, like on Pinterest and using audience insights and things like that, stuff that we show you in the training. Once I get those things up, once I get my store up and I have my ads going, then it's all about keeping those ads going, directing traffic, and then fulfilling those orders. I don't want to spend too much time on either parts of those because there's just so much to ads and there's so much to order fulfillment that is kind of case by case. So what I would recommend with your ads, easy stuff to remember, is if you start an ad and you're getting really good engagement, but you're not getting sales, work on the promotion. Change the pricing, change the bundle, change the way you're angling that product towards that audience. If they're clicking and they're engaging on their ad, but they're not buying, then they really like it. You're just not giving them enough value, right? That high value, the high monetary value or the high use value. You want to give them one of those. So then they're going to buy it. If they're not engaging, then you're missing out on your audience is wrong or your ad copy is wrong. You're going to either ditch the product because that audience doesn't want it. You're going to change your ad copy or make a few adjustments there. If you're getting good sales, then immediately what you're going to want to do is start fulfilling those orders. You're going to move to step 4. You're going to start drop shipping your orders from the very beginning. You don't want to buy. So for example, if we're selling this GoPro, we don't want to go buy 1,000 of them. Most people don't have $55,000 just sitting around, right? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to drop ship those from the very beginning, and you're going to build up your cash flow. You're going to build up your bank account. You're not going to pay yourself $1 million right from the start, right? When I got started, I think it took us like 3 months before we even started paying ourselves just like $2,000 a month or something like that, right? And now we've been going for 2 years and are almost going on 2 years. So we're making a little bit more, but we didn't throw all that money in my pocket, right? I didn't put that money back in my pocket. I put it back into my business so that we could build our business. So what you're going to do is, as you're getting your orders, you're going to start drop shipping the products one by one. You're going to do it from Alibaba. You're going to do it from, not Alibaba. You're going to do it from AliExpress. You're going to do it from Amazon. You're going to do it from eBay. And you're going to just have the product sent straight to your customer. Instead of eating up all your profits and going buy new cars and jewelry and all that stuff, what you're going to do is you're going to put that money back into your store for a while, pay yourself very minimal, and then you're going to start stacking up that inventory or the money for inventory. You can either continue to drop ship. So if you want to keep a business and you want to make a few $100s to a few $1,000s a month, and keep it very simple, then I would recommend just continue to drop ship. Have a VA or somebody just drop ship those products and just keep your business that way. If you want to scale up and make $1 million a month, or as much as you possibly can, then what I would do is I would start ordering it in bulk for sure. That's when I would start not paying myself very much. I'd put my money back into the store, and so that we could build up inventory. That's what we've done. And so right now in my warehouse, we have a 9,000 square foot warehouse. We have, at any given time, whether it be here, whether it be manufactured, or whether it be on the sea in a cargo container, we have probably about $500,000, over $250,000, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's about $500,000 in inventory at all times. And I started off with my lax $60, right? I didn't have any money. We haven't pulled in a whole lot we've taken out a little bit of loans and stuff to help us grow. But all that is just basically profit. We've just thrown it back into the store and built up our inventory. And that's what I would recommend you doing if you want to grow your business. Start off with drop shipping and then move into self-fulfilling, whether you be doing it yourself out of your own warehouses or using a facility like ours. We have Ship and Grow where we could pack and ship the products for you. So those are the options. So that's the big picture of all of this. That's basically all of what there is to this. Now, there's a lot of small details, but I hope that gives you guys a very good understanding of what this is all about. You start off, step one, finding a generic product that you could do something with long term, that's going to stand out unique, whether it be a high value uniqueness or a high use uniqueness, right? And that's what gives it its value, or high monetary value uniqueness, or high use value uniqueness. I don't know if I'm saying all that right. Sorry. Then you're gonna move into step two, which is putting that product in your store, building bundles around it, building like a funnel around it, or maybe even building a whole niche store around that one product, like we did with the BuilderPens, right? It's just one store around that product. After you do that, step three, you're gonna promote your store. You're gonna make sure you have an audience, and you're gonna promote that store, whether it be Facebook or other social media avenues or any other way that you've done that. People are getting sales through SEO. People are bringing in all kinds of marketing aspects to this e-commerce, and it's working. So we talk about Facebook, but there are other ways of getting traffic. I recommend going after those as well. Step four, fulfill your products by either drop shipping, or starting off by drop shipping, and then either by continuing it that way or by really scaling up and fulfilling those products yourself. So I hope that helps you guys have a really good idea, general idea of how all of this works, how what the whole process is. It's not really complicated. All the complications are mostly in our own mind. All of the fears are mostly just things that we've come up with on our own. I see people ask the questions all the time. All these questions that I went through myself when I first got started. Like, for example, one I just seen today, somebody asked, I'm drop shipping from AliExpress and they're getting a e-packet tracking number, which is hard to track. Do I give this to my customer? And I said, yes, give it to your customer. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you give it to your customer? Because then you're thinking about, okay, well then you're gonna get these customer service questions. You're gonna get these, all these other questions. Well, just build out a system. If you get customer service questions, create templates so that your VA could just copy and paste that template and send it back out, because you're gonna get the same questions over and over and over. So don't let the little things hold you up in all of this. Just go forward, and you can deal with those little things as they come. They're really a lot smaller when you really think about the big picture. We're dealing with millions of people. E-commerce is $1 trillion industry, so it's not like some small industry where you really got things to worry about. It's really big, and even if you piss off 10 customers, even if you piss off 50 customers, there's 240 million people in the United States alone on Facebook. So those people are minimal. We've made a lot of customers mad, but we've also made a lot of customers happy, and we've learned a lot along the way as we've been building our brand. So I recommend just getting started and moving forward, and don't let the little things hold you up. So I think that's all I have right now, unless you have any questions. I don't know. Chris, are there any questions popping up in the group or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I've been monitoring the questions a little bit, and also I'm also monitoring your time. So it's also a matter of making sure I get you back to your productive zone there in the office. I guess let's do this question. It's real generic. I asked Joel to clarify it. I didn't see a clarification. Joel was saying if he had a goal to get a store to $600,000 a year in revenue, like his question is more about like how many products would that take in a store? Is that something where he's looking at having a store with a bunch of products? Is that something where he's looking at having a store with just an individual product or one or two core products? Mm-hmm. I kind of told him it could be done. It can be done any different way, but mm-hmm. Your thoughts.
Well, I really love that question, because It's one of those questions that really, when people know the answer, it really makes it a lot more exciting. And you only need one product. Honestly, you only need one product. Now, we have a bunch of different stores that we're selling a bunch of different stuff on, right? But when I scale a campaign, it's only one product that I'm focusing on. And all of the other products that are on my store, you could throw in a bunch of other products that are less significant, that don't really matter. You just know that people want them, or that maybe they're getting good ratings on Watch Count, or a lot of people are buying them AliExpress or something like that. But they're not going to be your core products. As long as they're on your store, people are going to buy them anyways. So we've had huge campaigns. Matter of fact, we just went through a Christmas campaign. I just turned it off, but I'm waiting on some inventory, and we're going to scale it back up. We did. I think it was like $500,000 in just a few weeks in revenue. For I think it was like $400,000 in just a few weeks. I didn't look at the final number before I turned it off, but it was like $400,000, and it was with one product that it was just a killer product, right? And we've done that over and over and over. I mean, it doesn't surprise me anymore. I tell people, when people are getting started and they're struggling and they're testing and they're testing and they're testing and they're struggling and they want to give up, I just remind them, all you need is one product. Once you get that one product, it's going to make you enough money for one. It's going to sustain you to where you don't have to be so stressed out about money anymore. It's going to allow you to make it just enough money to put a little bit in your pocket. But two, it's going to sustain your business to be able to grow a little bit more, right? So you're going to start off with that product, and if you're able to scale it and really sell a lot of them, you're going to not only make a crap load of money to build your business off of, but you're going to learn so much about this whole e-commerce business. So you only need one product to get started. Once you have that one product in motion, then what I do is I add on that's when I start building a niche store. So let's take let's take the guitar for an example. Say I had the guitar and I had it going on a general store, and I'm blowing it up and I'm making money off of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to then build a guitar store and a guitar brand, and just make up some brand, whatever I want. I call it Jack's Guitars or Jack's Lightning Guitars or whatever. It's a brand. You make it a brand, right? And I'm going to put my guitar on there, and then I'm going to put all of my accessories on there, and I'm just going to focus on blowing up that guitar, and people are going to buy all the accessories as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a whole new line. Maybe I'll put like basses on there. I'll want to, a bass is very similar to a guitar, and a lot of guitar players play basses as well. So I'll market my basses to my guitar players, and yet I'm building a bass funnel as well, right? And so you're going to keep doing that, and you can end up with 3 or 4 products that are making you $1 million a month. I mean, really, it doesn't take a lot. It's just finding the right audience and connecting that audience with the right promotion via connect the right audience with the right product via the right promotion. And that's really what it comes down to.
Okay, let's see what this next one is. And this might be the last one here. Mary's saying, okay, so Mary's asking, what if you find a really inexpensive product, like 20 cents, but it has incredible perceived value, and obviously the seller wants to sell it in bulk, 1,000 pieces at a time, which is only $200, but how do you get that shipped once you bring it into the United States? I just don't have the time, or just don't want to have to do that personally. Lawrence jumped in and said to use Ship and Grow Fulfillment Center, but I figured I would run that question by you. So if people want to buy in bulk to lock up that product that they find, and they want to get it sent to them in the United States, but they don't want to handle shipping directly, are there options, or should they just handle the shipping directly? What are your thoughts on that?
If they do want to, I recommend just take a chance and do it. But for a person that they just already know that they don't want to deal with that, I would definitely use a service like Ship and Grow. You don't want to build a team of people that are going to be drop shipping for you. Having that stuff sent out from a fulfillment house is definitely the easiest way to do it. So for like Ship and Grow, if you send us 1,000 packages, and you had them all pre-sold, we'll send them out the same day. So we have no issue of really helping you get your orders out and helping you grow your business. That's what the grow part of Ship and Grow is. We want to help you do whatever's easiest to make your customers happy. And so we have low pricing at Ship and Grow, very, very fast response time. We ship out of California, so we can get things to your customers in just a few days.
Cool. Well, I'm cautious of your time.
Mm-hmm.
And those, the other questions are kind of being answered inside of the groups. And so we already went a little bit over your time. So I think I just like to kind of wrap it right then. If you have any final words you just want to say to everybody, people love you. Most people that are watching this webinar or the webinar replay have purchased Ecom Premier Academy. So they're customers of yours as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they've really enjoyed that. And they're just excited to get started with Shopify. So they always love any little bit of motivation or one little nugget they can get on a webinar here or there. So you've provided a lot today.
Cool. Yeah, my biggest tip is really just to do it. Just do it and get started. When I got started on Shopify, you know how I got started? Was I was in Don's lab, Facebook Ads Crack group, and I heard people talking about Shopify. They wanted to sell stuff. They were selling on Teespring. They wanted to sell on Shopify, but were kind of scared about setting up their stores and doing all that stuff. And so I just did it. And I was making money, and I was making money for months before a lot of people really started moving. I'm not saying that there was nobody else selling on Shopify, but before there was a huge shift to Shopify. And I got lucky because I sucked at this stuff before then. So you know, I just took a chance and it worked. And most people that are willing to just put in the work and not give up, they're getting the success. It might take a day, it might take a month, but you know, people that I'm seeing actively in the groups participating and trying and asking questions, those are the ones that are actually making the money. So I would say get started and participate.
Okay, well, that's good. I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up the webinar. You guys, you can always, if you're friends with Robert, thank him on Facebook, or, you know, just thank him by going out and being a big success and then sharing a great testimonial on how he's helped you. So, Robert, I appreciate your time. I'm going to let you get back to a productive day, and always appreciate it.